He goes mad for those ads. He's got a Trailer Jones.
My life hasn't been what you probably think it has.
Hey everybody, welcome to Trailer Jones. I have my beautiful wife here, Amanda Troop.
Hello, and I have my beautiful husband here, Brandon Jones.
We're both beautiful. We're both here. Looking forward to talking about Wonder Woman.
Brandon, you're my Steve Trevor.
Oh, you're my Diana Prince. Yay. All right, now that we've gotten that out of the way. Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
A character that I honestly, I'm a big DC fan growing up, but I have not read a lot of Wonder Woman. So like Max Lord, Golden Eagle armor, a lot of this stuff I'm doing research on today, I don't know a lot about. I know about her relationship with the Justice League, but her story, I know who Cheetah is, Kristen Wiig's character that she's playing, Barbara Minerva, but how they are going to go about her character and specifically why it's placed in 1984, how Steve comes back, lots of questions going into this.
I mean, 80s though, that's the heyday of the TV show. So I think it's a real hearkening to that.
I get a lot of hearkening in this, and I think I'm in the wrong headspace because I'm thinking about this too much in relation to like what's going on with DC right now, what they're trying to do to compete with Marvel, especially now that, Phase 4 is wrapped up. And I showed this trailer to you, and you lost your mind.
I love it.
I need you to command this episode. I need you, whatever score I give this, I need you to just throw it through the roof. What did you think?
Yeah, so now that you've mentioned that you didn't read the comic books, I feel like I have to come clean and say I also I haven't read a lot of the comic books. I didn't watch the Linda Carter show, but I love the girl power so much. And yeah, I just love all the moments in the trailer. I love that here's her awesome apartment and you get the shots of her past right there, but then she's walking by on the balcony in her Wonder Woman outfit. And then you meet her possible enemy that she's fighting right off the bat, but she comes across, it's great casting with Kristen Wiig.
And
I
a
love
fun
Kristen
setup
Wiig.
because they say, what if you could get what you always wanted? And then you see Kristen Wiig in the dress later.
Yeah.
She's going to be billed as a villain in this, and so potentially, I don't know. I'm really curious to see. Cheetah's kind of like Catwoman, like she kind of goes out for her own interests.
Mm-hmm.
So it's gonna be interesting to see. Kind of has like a Poison Ivy background, where like she's not really kind of a traditional villain, or can be written not as that. So I'm really curious to see, and I think they very much intentionally introduce her, play her for comedy, but don't necessarily like really get into this is Diana's trailer, this is Steve's trailer.
And that's why I think Kristen Wiig is such a good casting choice for this too, because Kristen has done a lot of drama now, and yet she has that comedic essence to her, so it'll give it a lift even while we find that she's like, it'll be an interesting villain. But if she is the villain, we don't really know, because then there's that guy,
Max Lord.
Yeah. But wait,
Pedro Pascal.
I want to talk about a couple other things I like about it. I really love the shot when Diana's getting out of the limo in that awesome dress. And what I like about it is the way that they depict her, I feel, is very empowering. And like, she's wearing all these scantily clad type outfits, but it's very much about claiming her sexual power and like she's like, I don't want things around my legs, and we know that already. Like, she ripped her dress in the first movie, so of course she's wearing a dress that shows her legs, because she needs access to her legs so she can fight if she needs to. I love there's a shot playing right now. I love when Diana jumps and we get the role reversal that we usually have in other superhero movies, where the superhero male does something epic and then there's a female gazing at him in wonder, like, oh, look at him go. And in this we get Steve looking at her just like, oh my gosh, look at Diana go. So I really like those inversions. I like that they play those up in the trailer. I thought that the rhythm with the music, and when they had the cuts and the clips that they showed, I thought they were just enough of each thing. But I don't feel like the movie has been spoiled for me, which is so great. And we know that Steve comes back, but it looks like that's not the thing.
It's kind of played up.
I love that.
It's kind of played up that you don't know. The trailer's kind of like, yeah, you're wondering why. Moving on. You actually said, what? when you saw it, when we were first watching it. And it's like, I think they definitely want to put you in that position. I want to talk about the song, because I get irked sometimes when people let a song just kind of carry the whole thing. Obviously, you're placing your film in 1984. You have many many, many, many songs to choose from that could be very fun in this. And right off the bat, I kind of got a little nervous because it's like I mean, you know, Thor Ragnarok was not from the 80s, but there was definitely a very, you know, techno, you know, color vibe that I think they're going for here. I imagine just the executives at DC were just like, yeah, Ragnarok, do that, you know. So it's like, oh no, I want a sameness to this. Plus, we just got done with the last Stranger Things season. Like the 80s is kind of in vogue, you know, with television, with film, and so this the color in this is spectacular. But I really like how they take this song and in good uses of popular tracks when they put them into trailers, especially for action films, is they establish the song right away to set you in the time period, to set the kind of carefree fun attitude, and then you bring in the orchestra on top of it. You bring in like, you know, my absolute favorite moment in this trailer when she's running down the street and you see, I don't know if that's her as a kid or just one of the, you know, the young warriors on Themyscira just running, you know, there is a good jumble of action where yeah, you can't really figure out what's going on. I do miss a little of that. I would love to know what Max is up to. I think they intentionally deprive us of Cheetah.
But this is the first trailer, right?
Yes.
So
I mean, you really think at the end of the day what we know?
Oh yeah.
We really don't really know anything.
No.
We know that she's back. We know Steve's back. We know there's this bad guy who's planning some stuff.
Yeah.
We know she's gonna kick some serious ass in this. I think this is a visual spectacle, but there's very, very little plot in it. It's just one of my critiques. But not knowing the plot, I don't know what they could have really focused on, or if that would have necessarily made this introduction better.
But would you really want to know more than Steve Rogers comes back and she's in the 80s dealing with her like this modern life of being in 1984? Like, I feel like if I knew more, I would know too much.
I think the first film was so successful. Yeah, they don't want to mess it up too much. They're like the lore.
I mean, my ticket is purchased. It's purchased. I wonder if there was something with 1984 specifically.
And apologies, yeah, if I have not done my homework on that.
There's some kind of modern dystopia. I love them all. I want to say, too, she can use her whip to swing on lightning.
Yes. And
that's
she was in
the
a
best
jet.
thing that's ever been.
And she was in a jet. Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
In a jet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
I might be reading too much in
and
that.
Then, and then she uses her
gauntlets
to fire a bullet back at someone. What?
I'm glad to have your enthusiasm because the mall sequence is a little interesting to me because it kind of looks like Wonder Woman just runs into a mall, starts beating the crap out of people. Like, obviously they have guns, but it's like, again, I guess it's not necessarily the plot, but like I would love to have at least a little context for what's going on in that mall, because it's cool to see Wonder Woman doing cool things, but unless I specifically know what type of oppression she's battling, it's tough to like really get that oomph, really get connected to it. Like, she is just kicking ass in this, and that's it, you know. And so that's why I'm not like, you know, that's why it's not.
I guess I'm
10 out of 10 for me.
So I'm just all in for.
That's why you're here.
A movie where
that's why I want you to
where
balance
Wonder
my
Woman
score.
kicks ass. And that's it. Like, I'm in for that.
Like, I'm here to critique the super stupid things, like she throws her wings off and then the next shot they're back on. Like, that's the dumb stuff.
What do you mean?
At the very end, when she throws her wings off in the Golden Eagle armor, and then in the next shot where she puts her gauntlets together and blocks the bullet, the wings are back on.
Oh, I'll have to look at that again.
It's just, I mean, I'm an imbecile, but that's the stuff that bothers me. And that's what I was thinking about, and so that's why when I was showing it to you and you were just bouncing up and down in your chair, I was like, yes, we are going to balance this out. We are going to get the score that I think we need to get at.
10.
That raw gut Are you really? You're dropping a 10 on this?
Do we have decimal points?
Yes.
9.999. Because what is perfection? So
are you feeling it? I mean, if you're feeling it, you're feeling it.
I'm feeling it. I cannot wait to see this film.
I like how it shows kind of her, not necessarily a boredom, but, you know, there's like the elegance, the beauty when she gets out of the limo. But you also get the sense she looks up at the plane, she misses Steve, she remembers when she first saw him, and you get the sense that she's
lonely.
like, there's not a lot going on in my life. I've been around for a really long time.
Oh, I don't get that sense.
And just not she's not fulfilled in the way that she was.
She misses
in wartime when she had him, when she was actually like, using her powers for good. I get a sense she's not necessarily using her powers as much anymore.
Oh, I don't get that sense.
Yeah?
The first shot of her is her walking up. No, she's using them all the time. She's fighting crime left and right. The first shot of her is walking up on the balcony in her Wonder Woman outfit. So she's just coming back from somewhere, having done something important. I think that she just doesn't have that person in her life that could be like Steve for her. I think that she's missing the love of her life. And I just saw the shot with the wings. I see what you're saying. It doesn't bother me too much, but I understand. But
this is all before, just to put it in context, this is all before Batman versus Superman. This is before Justice League. So this is before Steppenwolf and all that stuff. I know. Did you ever make you watch Justice League? I think you've missed out on that, which is possibly good for you. Yes, the confused look on your face makes me think that you have not watched the grand Superman, Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Flash, Batman, Steppenwolf fight. We'll get to that. Maybe watch 1984, and then I know you've seen Man of Steel. You watched Man of Steel on a plane and texted me that it was bad, and you definitely have not seen Batman versus Superman. Yeah, you watched it with your parents, and you've forgotten it because it was bad. But if you're gonna stick to your 9.9, you sticking? You holding your guns?
I'm holding them.
I'm gonna give it an 8.
Ooh,
which is good.
Is it good?
It's good. I dig it. I don't know why she's in the mall. I don't know what Max Lord is up to. It seems like an intro, but I don't know. I'm rooting for her, but I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what she's up against. So it's neat to jump around to these locations. That shot of the big wall blowing up is kind of like, okay.
But the editing, though.
The editing is super great. Yeah, the hits on the beats. Mm-hmm. And just that's where my mind was. And when you came in with your enthusiasm, I know that maybe I'll let her enthusiasm up my score, but I know that you were going to balance it out to honestly where I think this should be. Our joint trailer score comes out at a 9, which I think is a dynamite score for the reveal of that. Well, you can accept that?
I just am wondering what other trailers you've rated at an 8.
Do you need receipts?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we can't do that now in this video. Everyone watching at home, I'm in trouble. I got to go back and justify giving something what I think is a pretty good score.
It is a good score. No, I'm okay with it.
It's sometimes you get ass kicking for ass kicking's sake, and
yes.
I just would love
more of it.
Yes. Well,
you just would love more of it. When is the movie coming out? I cannot wait. My ticket is purchased.
There you go. Thanks for listening, everybody.